I always wanted to have my own business. And the reason I chose a franchise is because after doing a lot of research, I realized, especially watching Kim Daly's podcast, I learned that it's easier to have a franchise because you're pretty much buying down that learning curve, as she likes to explain it. And so, I didn't want to have to start from zero building a business up. So it's easier to have a franchise in that those things that you would have to usually start on your own. Having the franchise allowed me to be able to, be a little bit up the ladder, a little bit up there. Looking at franchises, and I actually Googled and did a lot of research on it on my own. And then in doing that research, I came across Kim Daly's podcast. It was the most thorough podcast I had looked at, as because I had done a lot of research on when I decided I wanted to do a franchise. And so having her podcast, it allowed me to, I just listened to it every day. And so how I started with her is that one day I just decided, okay, enough following her podcast. It's time to just get on this train and do it. So I was actually at work one day and I said, you know what, let me just send an email right away. And I didn't think I'll get a response, because to me, she's like Kim Daly. I see her on podcasts and on YouTube. She's a star. So I emailed and I was like, what the heck? And to my surprise, she emailed me back right away and she was like, let's get started. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a sign. I have to do this. So it was exciting. What impressed me the most about Kim is like, even though I just met her at that time, I felt like she was my best friend that we just didn't know that we were each other's best friend because I understood things that she was saying. I felt similar to things that she was talking about. The connection was there for me. And so even right now, through the whole process of purchasing the franchise, she was like a big sister or, kind of like that sister to me to help me out and tell me, okay, don't give up. You'll be experiencing this part now. You will have feelings of anxiety. It's okay, continue going. So she's just like that little voice in my head when I need it, or I'd go back and listen to her podcast when I feel like, okay, am I doing the right thing, giving up my job? And, so she's a huge help constantly. So not just one time, but she takes you through the entire process. So that's what I really enjoy about Kim. It's not like a one and done. I would recommend Kim Daly highly because I have looked at other people. I have, looked around, seen podcasts, but what I like about Kim is that she takes you through the process. She guides you through it. She's always available. Sometimes you try to contact people and they're not around, or that you may have to leave a message, and at some point, maybe they'll get back to you or get on your schedule. And I feel like I can always get Kim. Like, she's like, again, like a sister. She's always accessible, and that's what I love the most. For whatever it is, whether it's talking me off the ledge, giving me some information about the confirmation day call, what to expect, what questions to ask. She's really a huge resource for me, and I think for anyone. I have young kids, one about to be a senior, and two other younger ones in middle and elementary schools. And I want to be that mom who has time for PTA and able to volunteer in class. So, what having this franchise allows me is that it allows me time, that gift of time, which is so precious for me. Rather than if it was just a business that I'll start as an entrepreneur, a business that I'll start from scratch, I may have to be there every single moment trying to figure everything out. But having the franchise allows me to have some things already done because that's set up already for the franchise. So, yes, I am managing the business myself, but it buys down that curve for me. It allows me more time. That's my main goal for this business. It's going to allow me to have more time. I don't have to apply for vacation, to take time off, or decide what field trips I'll take with my daughters. I can do everything.